I still feel like I sit here and clean stuff for about another half hour. Um, let's see. How's that lighting? Yeah, much better. Okay. What's up? Who we got? Billy? Chris? What's up, guys? Yeah, so as always, unprepared. I did that short little live feed this week about my saddle. I've been on it for like a year and a half now. And meant to make that video a long time ago. But I'll actually probably do like an edited version too, maybe. Short one. But I hate some of these dry erase markers. Like if you're not putting every bit of elbow grease into it, it's not coming off the blue. Oh, it was like a workout just to clean this off. What's up, Ground Pounder? How are we doing? How's everybody's week going? So mine was rough. Just a bunch of BS, like nothing worth getting into. It was very, very, very uneventful. I didn't really do much. And the stuff I had to do was very, very aggravating. So, I legit was. Oh no! I got to go in and get my notes. You guys got to give me a second. Like, that's 90%. I'll explain in just a second. Dang. My bad. Oh, jeez. My bad. Listen up to the boots. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, it's about time for me to switch mine out, Billy. It's funny, I have that set there that's still, if they weren't bent all the way to the side from walking with spikes, they would be good. You like the Hoffmans, huh? What up, Jay? That's awesome. That's awesome. I've heard good things. So, yeah, sometimes you just, maybe it's me, but there's just certain times where I'm in this mood where I just want to burn it all down. And, yeah, I know when that I get like that. And that's probably why I'm such a loner for the most part and kind of stay off to myself. Uh, I just I feel better that way. So I don't like people seeing me have my blow ups. And I felt like as I was taking notes, I was in such a negative headspace. It was just mean. All my notes. So like I enjoy trolling. I want to be mean, just downright mean. And as I'm reading it back and thinking about it, like it's not hitting me at the time because I'm just locked into that mood. Um, and so I watch. I actually just finished watching Buckin's Day in the Life video, and I don't catch a lot of Buckin's stuff. He puts out a lot of stuff. I just can't keep up. I would love to if I had more time, but there's a lot of good boot brands out there. There's a lot of options, and it seems that most of them are pretty good. The ones that have been able to hang around. I prefer a legit boot, like a big heel. I like the way that holds a spur on. So, but yeah, some guys. I would like to have a set of boots like that for just like pruning and stuff. That would be nice. I've never got to wear something like that. I think at one time maybe I bought something similar. There was like a hiking boot that I wore for that, but I don't know. I don't think it ended up working all that great. It wore out quick. They're heavy, right on. The Arbortex are good. I've heard that too. Yeah, yeah, I know. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to do this and it be entertaining and fun. I don't want to be the guy that's just mean. Like, have the thoughts, keep them to yourself when you want to be mean. Sometimes I'm guilty of just wanting to like be mean. I feel like I usually have enough self control to keep away from that, but it slips out at times, and I feel like that's why I'm always on such a be nice, try to help people, because I see how like man at times you're just so angry and everything aggravates you, and yeah, so um, Jekyll and Hyde maybe, but I'm making my notes. They're all mean, and I'm like, after I watched Buckin's video, I thought about it, and I'm like, dude, you can't just be mean for the sake of being mean. Trolling and having a little bit of fun and poking some fun, I have to do that. That's just what these have turned into. I don't have to be mean. So, lineman double shank. Right on, ground pounder. We're 2 years old. No support. Foot pain at all. Right on. Yeah, I just like the way it holds to my foot more with a boot with a bigger heel. There's no shifting or anything at all. But I can't really say much, Jay. To tell you the truth, I just that's what I've experienced. When I try to wear shorter boots, I've always had the kind of that issue with them that I would have ankle issues and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I watch. So, oh, what's up, James? How you doing, brother? Um, I watched Buckin's video and I seen and like just found out he had lost his dad. And I know how hard it was when he lost his mom, and now he lost his dad, and that kind of like was a quick smack, hey, like reality check. I lost my mom this year, and that was pretty rough. I feel like I'll probably deal with that on my own time, little by little. But like the situation was kind of wild, and you have family members you want to make sure they're good. So you're so concerned with that you don't deal with it yourself. I'll deal with it. I'm dealing with it every day, and that kind of slapped me back to reality because I feel like no matter the stuff that goes on, usually I'll put blinders on and just grind and do something, keep myself occupied, and I don't even think about it. But I'm not gonna do the mean stuff, but we're gonna poke and have fun like we always do, and I'm just gonna have to do a lot of it on the fly with with a little, I guess, translating angry me into um, funny, not just crazy. So, so this week there's there's so much stuff on YouTube this week when it comes to tree work that I definitely had plenty of stuff to watch. I would say first we'll start. I get on people when they do stuff that I feel like, like the DHNSs, the Dick Hacker Nut Shots. If you start to record a video from between your legs, and I have to watch it from that view, I find it to be a little rough to watch, and I don't think you should do it. So, God bless the Australians. Harry, the tree climber Harry, homie just got in his Speedo at the job and jumped in the water, and his little sidekick buddy, like his partner, same thing. You guys just roll around wearing Speedos? That was hilarious. And I feel like he Harry's the guy that could get away with that, where, most of us I don't think we could. I don't know if that's a normal Australia thing. I thought it was hilarious. And I didn't know if everybody else ended up catching that one, but yeah, Harry, he's hilarious. Oh, James or Jay. Yeah, I don't know if it's so much like talking on his character or him as a person as much as it's his situation was relatable for me at that time, and I was like, when I found that out, I end up usually I can't watch the whole thing, and I'll click off, but like after that, he kind of had my attention, and I don't know what it is. Like I wish I had that ingredient that forced like not forced, but when people watch that little bit that gets them to hang on and pay attention. But yeah, I who knows what that is. Some people like to say they know the algorithm and stuff. I don't know about that. I know that if you're brave enough to put yourself in a Speedo on your YouTube channel, why was that not the thumbnail? Like, you should have thirst trapped it all the way. Just my opinion, Harry. And had you and your little buddy in Speedos for the thumbnail. So, that was awesome. But that's Tree Climber Harry. He's got a pretty big channel. I think he's getting close to like he may be 20,000 or so. I know he's around there at least. So his channel kind of blew up real quick and seems to be doing really good. But yeah, hilarious video this week, and I just thought it was funny. So. It's too warm to wear a sock cap. I feel like it gives me makes my like I have a head cold, and it makes my head start to like get a headache if I wear a sock cap too long. Ugh. Sure, it was a year ago. Tree climber Harry only swim. Yeah, dude. But he did it in his little da-da-da-das. He looked like a superhero out there. So I like, yeah, way to. I thought it's just hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, I don't know what his audience is, but I would have been doing that to razz the people that are watching me because you know that they're all men, and like, cool, you like, you get in the pool in your speedo, but like, it was part of the story of that day, which is funny to me. But I don't know Australia. They may do things different over there. Um, it was just hilarious. So That's just my opinion on that. And yeah, I know. I know which one you're talking about. Harry's hilarious. So definitely go check him out. Then there was Guilty of Randy, which Guilty of Treason put out a video. Randy climbed out a dead pine. I just, I'm gonna say this to the grave. Randy should start a channel. Pay a guy to film you if you don't want to do it. Pay a guy to edit your stuff if you don't want to do it. It will be worth it for you long term. I think he's a character enough that it would you could watch him out of tree work. Where I don't think for me it's probably more watch me climb, watch me cut, like the personal stuff. I don't think I can cross that plane maybe. It's just my opinion. Some people just have the it factor, and I think he just has it. He just turns on when the camera's there. And some people shut down. I almost kind of shut down at first. It takes me a little bit when we're doing these live feeds to get into them before I start feeling comfortable. But I guess that's probably the product of sitting in a room all alone, staring into a phone and trying to talk to it. So I just nah, dude, it was awesome. It was hot. It was no, it was awesome. Gary has balls of titanium. I don't know. I didn't. I don't know if you can zoom in. Like I didn't do none of that. I felt sus watching it, and I'm like, damn, he totally got me. So that's the part that I thought was funny, and I'm like, I hope no one sees me watching this right now. Why is he doing this? And then after it ended, I was like, that was hilarious. Like that's up forever. Like the storyline took this wild out of nowhere, and we'll know how that works. Watch that be the video that just goes insanely viral for him, and I'm gonna be like, the next day I will be in a speedo, like being sprayed by a water hose or something. So that's kind of the biggest thing. I know. I'm just kidding. I just gotta. Yeah, I'm teasing, man. Yeah, I didn't really think you were zooming in or nothing. I just having a little fun. Why? Okay, yeah, like they worked over a pool and there was a bunch of clippings and stuff in the pool and they didn't have a pool net. He said, I beg to differ. I believe there is a pool net somewhere around there that you could use. Um, but sometimes you just want to get in the pool and it may be hot over there. I don't really know. Um, I think it was probably at least warm enough you could have wore a little more clothes. But hey, to each their own, man. Like it was funny as shit. I'm down. Like I thought it was cool. So, yeah, definitely dinosaur trees over there. They dealing with the ground pounder for sure. So guilty of Randy. That was pretty straightforward video for them. Just a couple free cut removals. There was no rigging, no nothing. I don't know if there was anything else on that. I don't really think there was. Veterans Tree Service put out a video, and what did I have? So I started getting mean here. Cool video removing. No, I wasn't mean here. 150-foot pine, and he used a tree jack, like a bottle jack, where you cut a chunk out of the trunk and you wedge the jack into there. That jack works and will work because it's got this springed like system onto it that allows it to turn with the tree and stay flat. A normal bottle jack is going to like want to spit itself out at times. So the way that one turns and goes and stays flat against the tree, even as it starts to lift and go away, makes it work better. I don't know how I really feel about that because I'm thinking of the way it's working and it kind of messes with my head a bit. You coming to TCI next year, right, bro? Me? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. We get to that in here. I didn't know. Apparently, there was one in Baltimore. Um, I don't know. I didn't know nothing about it. What is one thing you need from tree work that you don't have? I don't know, man. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one because, like, I feel like that's a big problem and reason why I won't upgrade anything that I have, and it ends up taking kind of back door because I feel like I do have enough stuff always to get it all done, but like, yeah, I guess my rigging rope is that my probably biggest issue that I have to fix, you know. But that kind of stuff, that shit happens, and we're the only real problem. Like I have a 9/16, which is very similar to the 5/8 that I did have. The problem with it is that the 9/16 originally I think was only 120 foot, or maybe it was 150, but we've cut sections of it off, so it's much smaller now. The 5/8 was 200 footer, and 100 foot up and 100 foot down is normally enough for any of our trees, even when we start to get on the taller side. Um, so that was the bummer with it, is we're running into issues where the rope's a little too short in the length, and there's a knot or something that gets to the bollard, and I don't want anybody worrying about that stuff down there and getting their hands near the bollard and having to do that. So I would have to say that, brother, if I'm trying to choose. That was a waste of time using the jack. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't like, if you think about it, a hinge with a pull rope and a come along or tree, a maze dam, a rope puller is causing the tree to be like this. It's grabbing wherever it's holding from and it's pulling the tree over. It's keeping pressure down onto that hinge, which I feel like is always going to make it pull a better hinge. It's always going to pull better. It's going to hold better. It's going to control better. So the issue though is with a tree jack, it's lifting it up, but I guess it's lifting just the back up. But I feel like it's pushing the tree up into the air, which is taking like compression down out of the hinge. So I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I feel like that could potentially go wrong if at some point it could start to lift up on the tree. It could break off and go backwards. But I don't know. I don't know those things. I've tried using a bottle jack before. I did that, but I ran into that issue as it started to come over and got to a point where it was just overcommitted and it lifted up. It wanted to spit it out. So let me know. Yeah, where is it? Ground Pounder? It's in St. Louis next year. No, really? Oh, for sure then. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely make more of a thing out of it this time. And easier and more enjoyable. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know. And I'm such a one track mind kind of person. It would take me so long to sit down and focus and think on that one thing and like, but what would happen is I would shut off right now and I would stare off into space and I would think of, and when I almost thought of something, I'd be like, no, I'm thinking something else. So, as the sake of not absolutely ruining this entire live feed, I'm gonna stew on that. Let me think about it, Jay. John Dread 13. Tree jacks are Sorry, my phone's all messed up, man, and cracked, so sometimes it's really hard to love the VHEX. That was fantastic rope. Tree jacks are mounted on a ball so it won't shoot backwards. Do what? They're mount. Oh, okay. So like they're like the ones I've seen. There's a flat jack on the inside, and there's a plate on top that's got springs at each corner, and the springs allow that plate to fold and bend, but still stay attached to the jack. So I know what you're talking about, John. I've also seen that. That would make sense to have that on a bit of a roller. That would be cool. Like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of experience. I have no experience literally with them, like the legit ones. I've used bottle jacks, made those work, but yeah, I don't have a lot of experience like even seeing them used or anything. So quite a few times I've seen it used, but yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge on them. So yeah, 100%. I just rented a place downtown big enough for 50 people. What? Right on. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely. My wife for sure will make more of a thing out of it. I'll probably have to. The only issue with being gone like too much, like I would have to come home in the evening, and then I'll drive back up the next day. Like we'll figure something out. Especially knowing ahead of time. We'll make sure it's a thing. Use two ratchet straps. Oh, James getting a bollard? Hell yeah, yeah. Such a game changer. Yeah, James, I use two ratchet straps on it. I use a small one up on the what do they call them things? Damn it, the fair leads that come up and the like little hook things up above. Right underneath that, I put a small ratchet strap, which I actually have one here. Oh, you know what? I gotta tell you guys about this. So the other day when I came out here, oh, it's a little ratchet strap like this. So you just hook this ratchet strap up around the tree at the high point, and then you can get it snugged down to where there's like a little gap behind the tree, and then you take the fair leads and hook it up underneath the ratchet strap, and that little ratchet strap will then hold the bollard in place for you, so you can put the big ratchet strap at the base. So just a little trick. I think Educated Climbers maybe where I got. No, no, it wasn't him. I'm trying to think of where I got that idea from. I think I got that from somebody. I don't think I come up with that idea. It may have been Greg, probably. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Greg. So yeah, I see the package going out. Yeah, it's a really good little trick to use, and then also you can hook your straps up a certain little way that'll help too because a lot of times when you're doing this you'll have like leftover strap and you don't know where you want to put it. So usually when I run these around the tree, dang, come on, this is a really old one on my welder. So I'll take this little thing. Usually I have a little knot in the end of it so it doesn't pull itself out. But when I go to hook this up, I hook the hook of the ratchet strap in the little hook here like this. So it goes around, and then when I go to hook it up, I go inside this little thing here. So I hook into there. And what happens then when you do that? So you're hooked up like that, and now you got this little hook that is hanging off the side of the tree that you can wrap all the extra wrap up and just hook it on that little hook too. So, and plus it's really clean set up. You don't got to mess with it. Yeah, that's usually the way I hook it up. But if you think about it, if that's around the tree and you get it good and snug, you can take the fairleads of the bollard and hook it up underneath it, and that will hold the bollard into place. And you get the bottom one set, get them real good and tight, get them straight, and then you can even go back up there afterwards and maybe break it off, like the tension off, and then reset that one and get it real tight so it stays back against the tree, and that will prevent it from sliding up so much. So if it has no room here and no room on the back, the likelihood of it sliding upward, no matter how much you're doing, it will be less. So, and sometimes depending on the shape of the tree, when you go to attach it, the base is fatter at a flare or something, and it'll want to set like a little cockeyed. So just if you use that setup, you can adjust it out pretty quick, and one person can set the bollard up instead of having to. A lot of times you need like 2 or 3 people, like at least 2. So. You can take your bar and cut little grooves in the tree to set the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do that. You can flatten everything off. That way it bites in there better. I don't think. Well, I'm always up top, so I don't think I've ever had issues with it moving. Um, we get those really big oversized straps, like really big straps for that base. That way we can really put some leverage on it and crank that thing down and get it bit. So yeah, I don't think we've really had issues with it ever sliding. So, but yeah, you can always, if you're doing a removal, flatten that spot out, get it to set on there perfect, set perfectly flush. Then the likelihood of it moving and going anywhere is less too. So. Have an awesome night, everyone. And a great weekend. Yeah, Jay, hey, I'll stew on that. I'll have an answer eventually. I don't know, man. I don't mind things a lot of times being hard on me. Um, I feel like if anything was to happen in the world, if I live life in that way, then it won't be so rough on me. And I'll be used to doing things the hard way. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out, though, brother. I really appreciate you. And have a good one. All right. What did I do with my? Oh yeah. Where was I at? Yeah, I don't know about the tree jacks though. I mean, like I said, it's lifting it off, so I don't. I may be wrong in the way I think about it, but always check the straps after some rigs and retighten. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Your bollard and mine are not the same way. Yeah, I know. Mine's a flat back. Um, complete flat back on mine. So. James is getting a toothed one. Yeah, I think it's cool. Like the toothed one is cool. I wonder if the flat one would hold better. Is the only thing that I'm thinking because more surface area touching. So I wonder if more surface. And mine has rubber that I mounted all to the back of it, so it sets and it doesn't really move. It's got these little like tire rubber little mat things. So I have some of it somewhere, but I'm not gonna check. But James is getting a tooth one now. Yeah, the teeth. Will they? That's the only thing I worried about is like I want to use it on times where I'm not taking the tree down or anything. But I think if you're not ringing the tree completely and you're just putting a couple nicks into the bark, you're good. You know. Oh, there is something that reminds me. I can't let guilty of treason get away with it, and I'm the sheriff. Let's just do this. Get a little badge that I wear while we do these live feeds. So if you put out that video, And you can't pick and choose when the rules apply. Like, if you want to break the rule, don't draw attention to it, do your thing. But to draw attention to something that you're doing wrong and being like, it's okay though. You know, you don't get to pick and choose when it's okay. Because, you know, a lot of the guys that do spikeless prunes and stuff, that's how they separate themselves. So in his video, he sends his apprentice up a tree and they get the throw ball stuck. So because the throw ball got stuck, he owns Sappy Supplies. He should have like 5 different throw ball setups. Just my opinion. Yeah, I want to prove it. Right on. Yeah, me too. So, um, he sends his apprentice up, and they just spike the hell out of this maple tree. Now, most of the time, they get away with when they use spikes and they're doing prunes because they're on those pine trees and they're incredibly thick barked, and it's not a big deal. I feel like if you're not even getting into the cambium layer, you're fine. You should be good. Like, but it's not good practice. So, but at the same time, I'm not the one doing it, so I'm not gonna say anything about those kind of trees because I don't know how dangerous they are. Like setting a rope from the ground on something that's 200 feet on something like a pine tree, and I know how brittle our pine limbs are. So are those just as brittle? And it's going to be incredibly hard to see. So I don't know, maybe some binoculars, a better, air gun. But he sends his apprentice up. They spike the hell out of the tree, and he's like, "It's okay though." And he does try to justify it in some way. I just like instantly I had to hit the lights, pull it over. You're getting a ticket. You know, you can't do that. You don't get to pick and choose when you follow the rules. And it was more of a we're frustrated. We got the throw ball stuck. Piss on it. And I feel like that's your prerogative. You can do it. But like, yeah, you don't. That doesn't work. Like, you get a ticket. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, Dan or James. Um, you know, at least a ticket. I may release them, but you're gonna pay the ticket. You're gonna show up to court. Um, you have been sentenced. Don't do it again. All right, veterans, tree service. I feel like I should just give him a ticket just because he's him. I'm gonna let him off this week. That's why I actually was like, I got mean right here because normally Tim, like, his personality maybe draws that out of me, and I'm like, but I think he's trying. I think I'm finally starting to understand him, and I get his personality and like his humor, and I feel like it doesn't. Some people it just doesn't register. So, um, get the cuffs out. Yeah, hey, um, I I'll start hitting you right from the get go, then put the cuffs on you before I even say freeze. Um, I can't just then. Oh, right on. Williams here. Now we can get into like just getting into the getting in. Then I stumble across a knucklehead that I watch from time to time. I've tried to support, but he's just a knucklehead. And yeah, I don't know. Like, would you guys feel offended if I just straight lied about something just to make it more enticing to the random viewer? That's where I feel like you can maybe make your audience angry when you clickbait them because they're your normal audience. They want to know what they're getting ready to watch and they feel like you lied to them. But that clickbait may get the random viewer, but do they end up subscribing? I don't know. This game of YouTube is weird. So I'm not even going to try to figure this out. Yank, what's up, man? Um, but yeah, normal knucklehead puts out a video talking about this tree is broke and we're holding it together with a strap, and it is not. It is not broke. It is a Kodam tree that has a very bad union, like long term, not a good union. But it okay. If it's broke, if the tree's broke, which is the whole premise of the video, I'm climbing a broken tree and it's held together with a strap. Okay, take 2 seconds, whether it's when you're on the ground or when you get back down, and just show that it's broken. Show that it's broken. But I think you're trying to play me for stupid when you start the video 15, 20 feet up in the tree and you push record then and you look down and you have a ratchet strap on it because it doesn't have the greatest looking union and it wouldn't be a bad idea to throw a ratchet strap right there just to hold it together. But it's not broke. You can't say it's broke if it's not broke. It's not cracked. It may have a seam, but you start the video 10 foot above the ratchet strap and you end the video 10 foot above the ratchet strap, which at no time showed that that tree was broken, which makes me think you think I'm dumb and you're not getting a ticket. Like, I'm handing them out right and left. That's lame. You lied. Hit the lights. Give him a ticket. Done. Why would you lie? I don't get it. I don't get it. 2.0 showed up today. Oh, cool. Right on. I'm trying not to smoke it. Sometimes I feel like if I just have it in my hands, I'm like, I don't, I got my fix. I'm a guy that needs something to do with his damn hands, so I'm driving William crazy though. He's like, light that some bitch. I smoke too, just not tobacco. Hey, right on. I'm I'm very open in front of the camera, but there's just there's things about me that I just don't put on camera. So not because I'm doing anything wrong, but just because just not the image I want to put out there. So I concur, William. I'm with you. I just lit up some. The ground pounder comes in with no fucks given. He says, "Make a video on a broken tree. Use a broken Billy." That is my thoughts too, and I feel like he was at the base. He put the ratchet strap on. He hadn't even climbed up the tree, and he's like, "I don't know what I'm gonna call this video." Oh, I bet you from up there it'll look like it's broken, and you should be incredibly embarrassed for ending up in the back of this car. There's no need for it. You didn't need to. I don't know. I don't know. But the bad part is, he's going to get away with it because he gets too offended when I say his name. Sometimes a little publicity is publicity. You should take it, whether it's negative or positive. But I've been told that, like, if I'm not nice, I shouldn't say anything. So I'm saying it, but I'm not saying it. You know what I mean? No, Ground Pounder, you're good. That's why I like you. So we skip on from one knucklehead to another. No, Kevin's all right. Game of Trees, Kevin. He's been at the trade show there in Baltimore, so I've been kind of keeping up with the Baltimore Expo trade show through him. I watch his videos and stuff. And I don't know. I don't know. There's a direction I plan to go right now to where I'm sure that I'm going to split the audience when I do it. But do I care? We started with a 66-gallon of sauce this morning. I cooked all day. Ended up with gallon old school apple. Oh, dude, Yank, that sounds so damn good. I love apple butter. Fresh rolls and apple butter. Pff, I'm as hillbilly as they get. That sounds like a dream. Goose for about. I know. Yeah. Homemade apple. Everybody's like homemade apple, but yeah. See. Um. So Kevin's at the trade show. He's walking around. He's got his wife with him. That's awesome. That's awesome. She goes to stuff like that with him, and she seems all right too. He's doing his raffle where you go over and you buy some stuff from his channel, and anything you buy enters you in to win like a 562 or something like that. Husqvarna. I think it's ported by Redbeard, 25-inch bar or something like that. And he's also at his booth. I think he's giving away some axes, maybe some merch or something like that. Seems like a pretty good guy. He's very like wants to always be the most knowledgeable one. You could tell that he's used to being the smart guy in the room. Let's just say that. And for some people, that rubs them the wrong way. I think on any given day that would do that to me. Um, but Kevin's, I think, seems to be a good guy. I haven't seen him do anything that's that questionable. Just sometimes different than I would do, and also interacting with people. I don't know your relationship. Like I could see sometimes when he interacts with people, like on job sites, he, I don't know. I felt like he was kind of a bit standoffish or rude to a homeowner, and I was like, well, that's rough, dude. But I don't know his relationship there, and I feel like my beef with him usually is because I'm looking at stuff he does, and he's just different than me. He's just different than me. I want to take a lot of pride in like this is gonna be straight up. This channel will always be very alpha. Like if you're beta, this channel's probably weird for you. It's probably awkward for you. I feel like those are the guys that don't mind me, and those are the guys that I don't mind usually. So he seems all right. He's walking around the expo, checking stuff out, make some videos on you guys or for everybody. Kind of reminded me of when I went, and it would just look so similar. And so I went. Um, that was that was last year, Ground Pounder, I guess. Was that last year, 2023? Because I cannot remember. Oh yeah, there's my there's my tags back behind me. 2023. I went at the end of the year in St. Louis and hung out with Ground Pounder there. Met some people that like enjoyed the videos. People I had been stopped a couple times. People shook my hand, introduced themselves. It was cool. It was really cool. Even like when those happen, a bit humbling. Like to me, I'm at a very like a place where out of all places I feel comfortable there, but I'm just not like a big huge stuffed crowd place kind of guy. So I kind of just stick to myself. I'm not gonna unless I have a whole lot of respect for you. I'm not gonna like, and it's probably my only option. I'm just not that guy that goes up and introduces myself when I feel like there's a chance at all that I would get an attitude like you're bugging me, or who are you, or some people just aren't the nicest um, with their interaction with people. And I kind of had an instant flashback. We're trying to keep some old things alive. Yeah, I know. I thought about that, and he's walking around with his wife. He seems pretty cool, um, and he runs into August, and I don't know if August just I don't know if he realizes that like he's just maybe awkward. I don't really know. Um, Comes off like you're almost wasting his time, and like I don't know. I don't know. That was instantly what happened. I've had one interaction with the man, and it was when I first started doing YouTube, and he asked me to call him, and then like when I called, he acted like, "Why are you calling?" And I was just like, "Well, have a good one, man. I'll talk to you sometime." And we never even discussed what he wanted me to call him for. He never told me. He's like, "Hey, get a hold of me. Here's my number." And when I did, he acted like, "What are you calling for?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." And I feel like that's kind of the attitude that Kevin got when he introduced himself and was like, "Have you met my wife?" That was him doing the polite thing, and he wanted to say, "Hey," but like, I don't know. Kevin's just he took that much better than I would have. Our conversation would have been like 2 words. Have you met my wife? If I said that much, and he shook my wife's hand, and then he was like, I'm like, okay, hey, have a good one, man. But Kevin seems to be a very like much better people person than me. And eventually he seemed to break through to August, and August was nice at times, and like they know how to deal with people. They instantly go to things. What's going on with you? How's your baby? How's this? How's it? Like that was smart. That you can tell he's got people skills. Very good. I'm not that good. So I was like, damn, that sucks. That that was the instant like that. I got an instant like, oh, dude, that maybe that's just his personality because I've only had one experience with him. Everybody else says he's amazing, but I'm not someone that like if you give me the indication at any point that I'm bugging you, I'm not bothering you. I'm not talking to you. I'm good. Um, some people don't care though. They're like, this is my opportunity to say hi, shake his hand. I'm like, oh, he was shaking hands with people that you know follow him or look up to him is not priority. Like that, he don't really care. So I'm like, good. So that's me though. It'd be worth it in some cases. Um, uh, Legit thought about it. Customers had Airbnb, and then when we do the job, do the job like that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It would definitely be worth it. Um, so yeah, he walked around the expo. So check out his videos at the Game of Trees. Um, then after Game of Trees, I stumbled across. Oh no, Peter Shea put out some good videos this week. Peter's one of our normals that's usually on here. He's been busy, I think, doing hurricane work and cutting trees off houses for a long time. I think his last video was called "Still Cutting Trees Off Houses," and yeah, hey, good luck, Peter. Stay safe, dude. That work is dangerous, and he seems to be getting her done. So shout out to Peter. Go check his channel out. That's Peter Shea. Shea is spelled Shea. Then there was a channel that I subscribe to. He doesn't put out a whole lot of content, but Tree Spice Media. He put out a video called "My First Carabiners," and then he said some stupid stuff that I have to point out that this is the reason I feel like this needs to be done each week, because some people just say some wild shit, and it's like you shouldn't even say that. Like, it's instinct nowadays. If you do a YouTube video, you need to teach as you're doing it. So some people teach the wrong stuff, and it's like you're gonna get somebody hurt. You can't do that. So Tree Spice Media puts out My First Carabiners. He shows all of his carabiners and stuff. He says that a carabiner does not go bad. They're good forever. Unless you burn through them with a textile, was his exact words. That's absolutely not correct. They can crack, they can bend, and the gate can start to malfunction. 99.9, I think, percent of carabiners have a gate to them. If that gate is not properly working, that carabiner should be retired instantly. If that carabiner has a crack in it, it should be retired instantly. If it starts to get a bend and stuff in it, you may get away with that because it's still structurally sound. But that gate's probably not going to start working correctly because of the bend. It's not going to line up right. Don't listen to everything you hear on the internet, because some stuff is stupid. He gets a ticket. That's it. He did have a little baby, so he gets baby points because I like kids. And he had his little baby with him while he was saying everything. He hit 3,000 subscribers, so I want to say shout out and congratulations for hitting the 3,000 subscriber mark. Good on you. But he then said that he used to use a ratchet strap for a lanyard, and that also gets you your second ticket. That's also stupid. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't even put that out as an option. Yes, you could technically hook one hook there, hook the other one around, and like adjust it even. It's an adjust. No, it's not. Do not do that. That's stupid. Get a lanyard. So, that's crazy that you even, yeah, yeah, it is what it is though. So he gets 2 tickets, but your baby's awesome. So, then next we go to Jeffrey Schroeder. Schroeder has been roasting videos. He's very consistent. Channel's growing really quick. It's good to see. You can buy one of Jeff's axes. That's what Jeff's always making axes. He's got one axe right now for sale. I think it's a wedge banger, $225. He's also got a bunch of he's got 2 double bit axes where he rehung the original handles maybe, and you can get those for $145 or $135. So if you're looking for an antique axe that's been rehung and fitted, Jeff sells axes. Go check him out. Go buy an axe from him. Then he also put out massive redwood removal. It was a really cool video. In that video, he did some work with August, and they did a really, really big redwood tree, which is really fun to watch. So you get to see a little bit of the stuff that August doesn't show in his video. Everything man-made will go bad in time. Yeah. Yep. I just that's a wild statement to say. He's a very smart guy. I think if he sat there for about 10 seconds and thought about that a little longer, he probably wouldn't have made that exact statement. He would have maybe reworded it, because they never go bad is crazy to say. So then August put out some videos. Chainsaw Kickback at 12:50 timestamp. The video starts out with Damien glazing him, which is always funny, and August being like, "Stop." And then Damien says that August hates it when I glaze them, and but he doesn't hate it that much because he like put it in the video and like he's the one that edits stuff. So like when you say he's the best and the man for the job, like he's not like denying it. He put it into the edit, but maybe it just made for good content, so that's why I put it. But they did the giant redwood video removal too. It was good, really good video. Um, awesome to see his niece is still working. I left a comment on it. Of course, it didn't get answered or responded to. That is what it is. I don't really care about that. But I just wanted to make it a point to say, hey, that's awesome that your niece is still working because kids nowadays don't want to learn any kind of skill that is a physical skill that they have to work or, you know, be athletic or physical to do. So good on her for sticking around and still doing it. Then we get into West Coast Saws. West Coast Saws put out a video showing that they finally put out a new product, which is the 500i and 661 air filter setup. With these air filters that they have, they apparently button right on, but they've been working with them for I think a year or so, maybe longer, testing them in the field. So these are instantly, you can take yours off, put these straight on, but I don't know how I feel about an oil filter that an air filter that I have to oil. He said in the video that you need to oil these air filters. You take them, you dunk them in a tank of oil, and then wring them out and put them on. That's crazy. Like, really? That seems weird, but maybe not. Maybe it'll catch more stuff. That's what I'm worried about. It will. It'll catch stuff. If the air filter's doing its job, I don't think it needs to be oiled. But the oil will help catch stuff with that air filter. The problem is cleaning that stuff off is going to be incredibly hard when it's got oil connecting it. So, but that's what he's saying. I started to read in the comments. Some people were saying that they've used it and it's increased like how the saw runs, like right from the get go. So check that out. That's the same spot where you get the Bark Box and all that stuff. Those guys put out a lot of good products. So oh shit, I'd even okay, yeah, I did. I'm gonna talk about a new channel. If you guys don't mind, maybe go check his channel out. He's really close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, but this channel puts out. Damn, it's giving me a headache, but I like how it keeps my head warm. This channel puts out really good content, and it's really high quality content, but it's very small, and the channel's growing very slow. But I think it's worth checking out. So anybody looking for a different, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say good instantly. He seemed good to me, but you can be the judge of it. Check out Wood Roy TV. He just put out a video called Dangerous Widowmaker Removal, cutting down massive 100-year-old pine. He climbed up it, tended it, like limbed it up. That way it would fit in between some other trees. But it was a dead pine, and he was pushing it through other pines. And at one point, as he made his back cut, they had a come along thing set up that they were pulling the tree over. He stupidly walks into the area where the tree's being pushed through, and almost gets clobbered by a branch that broke and fell. Once again, I think you get a ticket because you called the video Dangerous Widowmaker Removal when I didn't see a widowmaker until you made one trying to push a tree through other trees. So in the process of pushing this dead pine through these other green pines, it broke some of the limbs off the dead pine and maybe some off the green one. I couldn't really tell. But the limbs come down, and I don't know if he got hit, very close to being hit, and it knocked his camera down. So anytime you're pushing through, you don't want to be in that area because it's more than likely going to break, especially if you're taking a dead tree and pushing it through other trees. It's going to break limbs off. He about goofed up for the sake of trying to be in the shot and like talk, which is goofy. Definitely shouldn't do that. I'm just going to say his name's Roy because it says Wood Roy. Roy definitely doesn't need to be doing that. Knock it off. You get a ticket for saying there was widowmakers and calling it dangerous widowmaker removal. There was no widowmaker that I seen. He showed up, took a tree down, made some widowmakers, and as he left to go to a different tree, there were still widowmakers that he had created hanging up in the thing. So like, there was no widowmakers when you showed up that I seen, but there was some when you left. Which is, I don't think you can't call it widowmaker removal if it should have been like widowmaker installation. So you get a ticket for it. The sheriff has pulled you over. You got your ticket, and next we go to Reg Coates. Reg put out a video on a new grapple hook, which is really cool. It's like a handsaw, like he's back behind me. And I understand this concept seems pretty cool. Let's use this one. So, the way this works, there are different special ways. So, he has this, grapple hook. But it's like this thing, it folds out, but this is like a thicker metal. It's not a blade, and it's got a hook here. And the way it works is it folds itself out, and then I think there's like a hole here or here that you clip a carabiner into, and then you just take the thing and throw it, and as it goes over, that will hook, and then the little hook down here will keep it into the limb as you're hooked on here, and you can climb up. The product, I believe, is being produced by Notch, but I think Reg is the one that designed it. It's in Reg's colors, and he just promoted it on his channel. And it's at the expo. I didn't see anybody make a video on it yet. I wish they would have stopped and checked it out a little closer. But yeah, you can see the video of like the little commercial for the product on Reg's channel right now. I seen it. I don't know. It's been out for a couple days. But a really cool idea, in my opinion. I like it. Very simple. Packs up like a handsaw. But you just take it, click it into place, and clip a carabiner on. And there's that little hook right here that like catches is perfect. It would grab smaller limbs too, so yeah, maybe the carabiner spot's actually there. Because if it was here, it would cause, but if it's here, you could actually pull down and it would, yeah, that may be, I don't know. It's got a clip, it may be here though. You just have to watch the video. Go watch the video and you can see what I'm talking about. The channel is Reg Coates. That's Reg is R-E-G. Coates is C-O-A-T-E-S. But yeah, new grapple hook by Notch. Go check it out. Okay. Now we're going to get turtly. You guys ready for this? He's been going ham on videos. I think my chat may have froze. Did it freeze? Is it frozen right now? Let me know, Billy. Billy's my my I was gonna say private because I'm the sheriff. But that's not the right call. Deputy Billy. Yeah, I think my chat's messed up. So I'm just gonna keep going. Maybe it'll start back. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Metal and wood. Steve puts out a post, and he thinks that in Jawa, modifications are the ugliest he's ever seen. And he also thinks that Jawa should be ashamed of it. I mean, I'm only going off what I read in his title of his video, and then I watched the video. But Jawa did a little muffler modification where he put another port or cut a hole so it can get the heat out of the muffler, which is usually the purpose of when you do a muffler modification. It's to let that heat back out. So, well, airflow, you know. But I wouldn't. I thought that was weird that he said that about his buddy. I'm like, why is he kind of dogging on his buddy? Oh, okay. It's because he meets up with Iron Horse. So anybody who knows tree work and has followed tree work and stuff, there's a guy who builds chainsaws named Iron Horse. He's a really good builder. So Steve has kept up with him. They and Jawa like idolizes him. So Steve, you know, being Steve, he's the guy that's got all the money. He's super, super, super rich apparently, allegedly. So he goes to see Iron Horse, and he brings him a bunch of chainsaws. And Iron Horse receives saws from Steve. Um, Steve tells him that he's got guys. First, it starts with his 660, his sticker says. He says he's got guys that's been using them out logging for over 2 years. I seen one guy that he gave saws to for a long time, but that guy brought them back and they were like messed up and blown up, remember? And he had to rebuild them. He gave him different saws to take out. And then they spent like weeks talking trash on the guy about how he didn't treat the saws right. See, I think that's the only guy I know of that's had saws from Steve for that long that they've ran into that year, 2 year mark. But I could be wrong. Steve may be right. I don't think he would lie, but he apparently Steve. This is the part. Like I don't know if this is correct. I may be. I technically I could be wrong here. So don't quote me 100%. This is just my interpretation of it, and this is alleged. First of all, let's start there. This is allegedly. Steve gave these saws to Iron Horse because he wants to see something good happen to a Trump supporter, um, and he wants to help like a Trump supporter use an amazing saw. I believe it's pretty clear that Iron Horse is a Trump supporter. He's been talking about go for like a while. He talked about make sure you vote, make sure you vote, make sure you vote, and to anybody who's not a layman, that's clearly what he was talking about, which is really funny to me because I think it was probably incredibly painful for Steve to have to watch that content because he has this like an unimaginable hatred for someone who he doesn't even know because he's been told to hate that person. So he has this super, super, super hatred for Trump. I think. See, because sometimes I feel like he loves Trump. But then I feel like he says he doesn't. So I don't know. He's going to have to make up his mind. But yeah, I put Steve loves Trump, allegedly. Um, I don't know. But Harvey was not impressed. When I say Harvey, that is Iron Horse. Steve brought his 5800, his Bugatti, to him and was like, check out this beautiful piece of me. And Iron Horse was not impressed, which I thought was hilarious. He needed to make it clear to Iron Horse, I brought you this 5800, but I got this one I call, and he even said it, a Bugatti. And it's because the ergonomics is even better than the Echo 5900 or something like that. I don't even know. But he says people say it fits in the hand 10 times better and the ergonomics is better. He's just, he's a salesman, man. He's selling that stuff to Joel Harvey, and Harvey was not impressed. And I feel like this was mean, but it's just more honest than mean. We need to be, let's just be honest. Harvey's heyday, running chainsaws and working out logging and stuff it's not there. So Steve has this impression that he's going to drop all these chainsaws off to Harvey, and Harvey's going to run out into the woods and start logging all these logs up and tell him these are the best saws I've ever. This is what Steve's got figured out in his head. That's what he thinks is going to happen. He's going to get the approval of Iron Horse, and Iron Horse is going to go out and make all these videos. I went back in Iron Horse's videos. He seems to show if he's doing something, he shows it. It's been over 2 years since I seen him really even cutting firewood. So he does start a chainsaw, I think, every once in a while, and like runs them into the shop. But he's a great builder. So if Steve needed something built for a chainsaw, I could understand him going that direction. But the impression he was giving me on the videos is that he was dropping these chainsaws off to Harvey so Harvey could use them and give him his thoughts on them. Are they as good as OEM? Are they better? Are they this? Are they... I don't think... I don't know. I don't know. What it is, I think he idolizes Harvey, so that's why. Or I think it's because Injawa idolizes Harvey. Steve idolizes Injawa. So it's like a human centipede kind of thing. But yeah, that's just the truth. Like, Harvey's not going to be your guy to go field testing your stuff and be able to give you an appropriate answer. Can it be used in the on a daily basis? Like, you can find a guy out there that'll give you that. But I don't think that's the guy. But if you're looking to have somebody break your saw down and do a review on that saw, Harvey may be the guy. But the last time someone did a review on his saws didn't work so good. So like, do you really want to drop these off to a guy who breaks them down and knows what a quality part and a quality saw is like? This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how this ends up. So I'm going to keep my eye on Iron Horse's channel and videos, and let's see what he says. But to me, a free chainsaw is always awesome. So we have to keep that in mind. Sometimes Steve gives these people stuff, and he's like, then he wants to ask those people that he gave the stuff to, this is great quality, isn't it? These are super nice, aren't they? Almost as good as, it's better. And these people are like, yeah, dude, like, an OEM chainsaw would have costed me $800. You gave this to me. This is way better. So, we have to remember that. But Harvey, shout out to you. You are an amazing chainsaw builder and are a knowledgeable logger. I'm not saying anything that you're not something, but I just believe your heyday in that area isn't really there. And I don't know if Steve really realizes that. So, I may be just taking the whole thing wrong. We'll find out. I'll keep up with it and let you guys know. Steve says that if you buy one of his 660s, they are $700. So he will sell you a 660 Pro Mag for $700. If you buy two of them, he will sell them to you for $1,200 or $1,250. Yeah, he says he's got loggers using them for up to 2 years on YouTube. Um, I didn't see that. Like I looked, but I didn't look like I didn't do a full investigation and see if it was 100. I don't have the time to do that. I looked. I didn't see a video where he's like, "I today I'm giving this saw to this guy," and then I never seen that guy come back 2 years later and be like, "It was amazing." But like I said, I didn't have time to see all of his stuff, and I may be wrong. Injawa records videos on a toaster. Yeah, yeah, that's just what I wrote. Yeah, the videos that Injawa does, it, I don't know. It does look like it's recorded from a toaster. So he probably just using like a flip phone or something like my dad. So at least he's making the videos for Steve because I'm sure he doesn't even want to make them. He doesn't show his face. Um so when he's dropping these saws off, Harvey tells him don't oil or grease the air filters. Steve says, yeah. Steve, you went on for months telling people that they have to put a little bit of, they have to put grease on their air filters. Then out of nowhere, that stopped. So I think somewhere along the line there, they watched a video where Harvey told them that's dumb. You shouldn't do that. So then Jawa said to Steve, hey, Harvey said that's dumb. I think we should maybe, I don't know. But they don't talk about doing that no more. And it's funny that Harvey said, don't do that. And Steve said, yeah, you get a ticket. That's wrong. You lied because you told people to put grease on these air filters. Um, Steve also informed Harvey that there is a 200T big bore, which he has yet to receive and has yet to find. But that sounds crazy to me. Like, what are you talking about, dude? He just thinks, I don't even know what he thinks big bore means. I think he needs to be, somebody needs to like inform him. So be on the lookout for the 200T big bore coming from Steve. It's going to knock your socks off. Um, I thought I put down Steve doesn't know if his saws are coming or going, but I did. He doesn't know if his saws are chrome or nickel steel, even though it says chrome on it, because all of his saws have just stickers on them, where they sent him stickers and he like put them on the saws, I think. And I think he stickered them wrong, and he's like trying to admit it on camera, but he's like not trying to admit it. So he's like he has to end up leaving two of the same saw because he's afraid that the one that says it's chrome is not chrome. I don't know. The guy to try to think of what like figure out what it is he's thinking sometimes is exhausting. I don't know if I can actually do that, but yeah, for some reason our chat just shut down. That's such a bummer. That's gonna ruin this whole live feed. So I'm gonna end it short. He gets into talking about titanium coated chains, which is awesome. Like, I don't really know if I like them because they're expensive. I think it doesn't justify the price for me. But Steve lets it be known that he has the exact same titanium coated chains that Steel have. That Steel are basically getting them from his factory. So just so you know, Steel is stealing his chains basically. That's why they're named Steel because they're stealing what he's. So um, Steve just is pretty much the bee's knees over there in China. They fear him and respect him, and he runs multiple factories and like tells them what to do. He calls and will randomly be like jump, and they're like, oh, he says, and they, I don't know how you say it in Chinese, but they're like, how high? And so everyone should just respect Steve. He uh, he got Harvey and Injawa to talk to each other, and he recorded and took notes because I feel like he would be the guy to be like, yeah, guys, yeah, me too. Because a lot of times those two dudes are good at building and with chainsaws, and he has no idea. He's like, look at that blue choke, that blue button. He's different, but he seems to like them. So good on him. Keep liking them. Keep doing your chainsaw thing. I think that's awesome. Um, go check out Steve's channel. I think he's funny as hell. Even if he's not doing it on purpose, I find him to be hilarious. And if he has a sense of humor, he won't take nothing I say to heart. And we will be friends one day. That's how every one of these ends. Is we're gonna be friends, and he's gonna join me on a live feed one of these times. And it's just gonna be glorious. Everybody's gonna love it. Also, I'm gonna end this by saying I'm still incredibly thankful to the super chats and the donations last week. That was wild. You guys are the best. Ground Pounder, Billy, William, anybody that's here, I'm sorry. I don't know why my chat froze, but I haven't had a comment pop up for, I'd say, 45 minutes now. 45 minutes. So it's frozen. It is what it is. YouTube screwed me. That's what happened. They ruined my live feed. I'm used to it. But we'll do it again next week. This was episode 32. We successfully trolled. We were a bit informative on some things. We had a good time. And we did have to hand out some tickets, but that's the job of being the sheriff. Someone's got to hold down the law on this damn thing, and I'll take the job. I'll catch you next week. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Have a safe work week, and I'll see you next time.